So I got about 10-15 minutes to spare. It's gonna be a light night at work, so I got a little bit of time. So, oh, y'all know I was here. So now Errol Spence can go on and do what he was gonna do in the first place, which is fight Keith Thurman. So now the Errol Spence brigade is beating their chest, lying again, being delusional, saying that, oh, it's an official duck. I mean, the stupidity and the I'm gonna make up a word, naiveness of some of these Spence fans is amazing. So let me get this straight. Terence Crawford supposed to just keep waiting for Al Heyman and Errol Spence to decide what they want to do, and then Errol Spence sitting up tweeting, oh, I've been fighting at this weight for over 10 years. So basically Errol Spence wants to move up and wait. So like I said, it's just a legion of excuses. Like I said, who been telling y'all the truth? I was right all along. Who been telling y'all the truth? And Floyd Mayweather told y'all the truth. When Floyd Mayweather said it wasn't gonna be no fight November the 19th, he told y'all that they wasn't gonna be no fight. And he said if and when this fight happens, it's gonna be further down the line. So now the Spence nut huggers are coming out, crawling from under their caves, beating their chest, acting like Terence Crawford officially didn't want the fight, when we all know all along who didn't want the fight. And then Errol Spence talked about dude been stalling. And it's like, well, who is you saying been stalling? Terence Crawford or Keith Thurman? You could have fought in November. Well, Errol Spence, keep in mind. Keep in mind. Errol Spence was the one who said, oh, I'm fighting at Cowboy Stadium. And we know Terence Crawford wasn't fighting at no Cowboy Stadium. So look for a whole bunch of videos, and particularly with certain people lying, saying, oh, Terence Crawford officially ducked Errol Spence. Lies. All lies. All lies. Floyd already had it. So, see, one thing you got to understand, people cherry pick what they want to put out when they're making these videos. Keep in mind, like I said, Floyd Mayweather said out of his own mouth, he said, I'll talk to Al Heyman every day. He said, if and when this fight happens, it will be further down the line. So, like I said before, so what is Terence Crawford supposed to do? He supposed to sit up there and not fight, get rusty? He got to stay sharp. But at the end of the day, we already knew that Errol Spence was going to fight Keith Thurman to begin with. But this was his justification to say, oh, well, I tried to make the fight. I'm just laughing at this because, like I said, I was right all along. How many times they didn't change their story? They said it was a contract in July. Turned out that was a lie. So everything that I've been saying been truthful. But like I said, you already know these dudes gonna get on their channels and start making up stuff like they knew what was going on in the first place. I was consistent with what I said. I told you. I told y'all that there wasn't gonna be no fight. I told you back in September it wasn't gonna be no fight on November the 19th. These dudes just kill me. So like like I said, at the end of the day, it's all about demonizing, trying to finger point, make everything Terence Crawford's fault. Like I said, Terence Crawford been removed from Top Rank for over almost a year. They had ample opportunity to put together a package, a deal in place. So did Errol Spence know Terence Crawford possibly had a fight in store? Is that why they put out the news that... See, I need y'all to listen closely, because the spin doctors are going to come out in woodworks making up stuff. Did he already hear from the grapevine that Terence Crawford was negotiating a fight? Because I find it mighty strange all of a sudden they put out a report. Oh, we sent him a revised contract. Don't you remember this was the same thing that they was doing with Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather? Don't y'all remember the same thing? Every time Floyd had already signed for another fight, Manny Pacquiao said, "Oh, it's a contract. Sign the contract. Sign the contract." Boy, this sounds similar. Like I said, Terence Crawford been removed from top rank almost a year. They had plenty of opportunity to make this fight happen, and they chose not to make it happen. But like I said, you guys, the spin doctors are gonna come out and drone. You already know people gonna have their little conversations tomorrow, talking about why Terence Crawford taking another fight if he wanted Errol Spence. Like what? Because he needs to stay sharp. He made 35 years old in September. So how long? So he supposed to sit around the couch on Errol Spence's dime, on Al Haymon's dime. I'm glad he moved on. That's what he's supposed to do. Nah, really, to be honest with you, they really couldn't do a Pacquiao fight because Pacquiao was contractually obligated with the PBC. He had a 3-fight deal with the PBC, so he could have found Al Haymon could have vetoed that fight if he would have tried to fight Terence Crawford, because he signed a 3-fight deal with the PBC and he still owed the PBC one more fight. So that's why. But you know what I'm saying. So I don't think that would have happened in the first place. But oh man, now these people. Let me tell you what the Errol Spence, they go. Oh, we got something now. Because they was pretty quiet. They was pretty quiet, like, for the last 2 weeks. But I already knew today that I knew a few hours ago that there wasn't going to be no fight. Because another thing, Al Haymon don't want to open up the books. What's up? Hey, Coffee. You see the Errol Spence fans is coming out of hide now. Terence Crawford been waiting a year for Errol Spence to decide what they want to do. So they talking about it's a duck because he decided to take another fight after waiting for Errol Spence and the PBC to decide what they want to do. I can tell you guys right now, there wasn't going to be no fight because, one, the PBC, and once again, this is their own people. I already knew that the fight was officially off. Now, I didn't know Terence Crawford decided to negotiate another fight. But as you can see, he put together another fight quicker than it took for them to negotiate this fight. This is what I'm trying to tell you. Yeah, he got to move on. You can't sit up here and wait for a dude to decide what he want to do. You've been stuck. The only people that's been stalling is the PBC and the Spence camp. So now they finna come out of hiding. They finna make up all the excuses. Errol Spence versus Keith Thurman, February the 5th. In Dallas. Mark my words. Errol Spence, Keith Thurman, February the 5th in Dallas. Errol Spence already gave you the clues. He tweeted about a month ago. He said, I've been told my next fight gonna be in Dallas. And Keith Thurman said earlier this year, he said he was told that he was gonna be fighting Errol Spence. So when all this come to fruition, what these dudes gonna say? What's gonna be how you gonna sit up there and spin something that was predicted earlier this year? All this was a stall tactic. All this was about creating justification. That's all this was about, was creating justification. They needed a way to try to justify Errol Spence versus Keith Thurman. So this is what they did. Well, he moving on now. I've been telling people. I told y'all that it wasn't going to be no fight. I told y'all. I told y'all back in 2019, I told y'all that they was going to do this stuff. It was never about him being on top rank. They never wanted to fight. Where was Errol Spence? Where was Errol Spence and where was the Errol Spence Brigade when Mike Coppinger put out that, hey, Terence Crawford want to see the books and see how much he guaranteed? They can't even guarantee this man $10 billion for this fight. So like I said, the Errol Spence Brigade they gonna come out of their caves now. You know, the least attorney gonna come with his fake spin doctor excuses, trying to say, like I told y'all in the video earlier, this was a save face move. So now, like I said, Errol Spence, watch, I promise y'all Errol Spence fighting Keith Thurman. And what people go try to say, well, he had no choice but to fight Keith Thurman. Man, this, like, I don't even listen to these dudes no more. They delusional, man. They see something in Errol Spence that ain't there. And I already told you he wasn't going to stand. I already told you they can't make no moves unless Al Heyman approve it. And now all of a sudden they saying it's a duck because he decided to move on. So he supposed to sit up there, wait till 2024? He supposed to wait till 2024? No, it's just that Al Heyman don't want to do business with Terence Crawford. Yeah, yeah, exactly, Coffee. This was in the plan. All they did is waste Bud's time. And these dudes had the audacity to sit up there and say Bud didn't have the right to move on. So he supposed to sit up there and wait for this man. He supposed to sit up there and wait for Errol Spence to decide what he want to do. So he not supposed to take a fight. It don't take no year to negotiate no fight. But yeah. So Dan Rafael reported that the PBC had a fight date set February the 5th, the week before the Super Bowl. It'll be Errol Spence versus Keith Thurman. You heard it here first. We're going to continue talking about this. I got to get back to work. Mark my words. Errol Spence, Keith Thurman, February the 5th, Cowboy Stadium. Nah, Cash G, I'm gonna be back later on when I get off of work. It's a light night, but Cash G, what I've been telling you, haven't I been saying this for the last year? I said this. I've been saying this for 3 years that they was gonna pull this. These dudes kill me like somebody like Bud posed to sit around. The disrespect they didn't show Terence Crawford is just amazing. This dude supposed to sit up here and wait for Errol Spence to decide what they want to do. They don't. Here's the thing though, PBC don't got no network deal. So what? So as you can see, Terence Crawford going back to ESPN. So that just goes to show you. They could have did a deal when Terence Crawford was with Top Rank. They could have did a joint venture. It's not like Top Rank ain't never did a joint venture before. So once again, that other side of the street stuff, it was cap. But anyway, you guys, I'll be back later on. We gonna cook tonight. But I like being right. So I just want to say to all you Spence fanatics, y'all can come out y'all caves. Keep the lies going, keep the cap going, because we all know who was telling the truth. We all know who really didn't want the fight. We all know who was right all along. So get ready to go on do your little streams, lying and stuff, fronting like y'all always do.